So let's talk about your closet for a second. How many seasons of clothes are in there? For most of fashion history, the answer was super simple, just four. But today, the industry is running on a totally different clock. We're talking a 52-season cycle. Yeah, one for every single week of the year. So today, we're going to dive into how that incredible speed, that velocity, completely changed the game. You know that feeling, right? You walk into a clothing store and it's like, whoa, didn't I just see a completely different set of clothes here last week? What you saw just a few days ago feels like it's from another era. Well, guess what? You're not imagining things. It's all part of a very powerful, very deliberate business model.
And that model has a name you've definitely heard: fast fashion. I mean, the name really says it all, doesn't it? It's all about one thing and one thing only: speed. The entire goal is to shrink the time it takes to go from an idea, a sketch, all the way to that shirt hanging on the rack in the store.
Okay, but to really get just how insane this new speed is, we've got to take a step back in time. We need to look at how things used to be when the fashion world moved at, let's just say, a much more relaxed pace. So, for the longest time, the fashion industry was this really predictable machine. It was slow, it was steady. Designers worked on a calendar that actually lined up with, the seasons outside: spring, summer, fall, winter. They had these long lead times, and everything had a very reliable, steady rhythm to it. And the magic number? It was four. That's it. Just four collections a year. You had your spring/summer and your fall/winter. The entire fashion calendar, the whole universe of it, was built around this simple, steady four-part cycle. Yeah, this old way was all about planning. It was about stability. Trends were figured out months, sometimes even years ahead of time. This gave everyone, designers, manufacturers, plenty of runway to get things right. The whole system was kind of built like a marathon, not the absolute all-out sprint we see today. But that slow, predictable pace, it was about to get completely blown up. A totally new way of thinking hit the scene, and it was built on one thing: speed. And it didn't just change things, it turned the entire system upside down. So welcome to the new era. And really, this isn't just a small change. It's not an evolution, it's a full-blown revolution that basically tore up the old fashion calendar and drew a brand new one. The new magic number, 52. Yeah. The industry didn't just get a little faster. It multiplied its output by, 13 times. We went from 4 collections a year to 52 of these so-called micro-seasons. That means a constant, nonstop stream of new stuff hitting stores every single week. And this is a massive shift in thinking, right? The core question changed. It used to be, what will people want to wear next year, next season? Now the question is, what is that influencer wearing on Instagram right now? And how fast can we make a version of that and get it in our stores? It's a complete flip from long-term prediction to immediate, almost frantic reaction. And for us, the shoppers, this creates a really powerful psychological pull. There is always something new. That fear of missing out, or FOMO, becomes this constant pressure. You feel like you have to buy it right now because, hey, it might literally be gone by next week, replaced by the next new thing. So you gotta wonder, how is this even possible? I mean, what's the engine driving all this? How can a huge global industry move this fast? Well, the answer is all about the supply chain. The secret sauce here is a concept called supply chain velocity. And it's not just about sewing clothes faster. No, it's about making the entire system, from the first spark of an idea all the way to you walking out of the store with it, move at lightning speed. So here's how that race breaks down. Step 1, a trend pops up on social media. The second that happens, a stopwatch starts. Designs get whipped up in days, not months. Manufacturing is totally optimized for pure speed. Then, global logistics networks rush the stuff all over the world to get it into the store. The entire goal of fast fashion is to crush the amount of time between every single one of these steps. So why does this all matter? Why is speed the ultimate weapon here? Well, for the brands, it's a huge, huge advantage. They can see a trend go viral and jump on it almost instantly. It also means they're less likely to get stuck with a bunch of clothes nobody wants. And of course, it keeps us, the shoppers, hooked with that constant feeling of, ooh, what's new? Okay, so let's tie all this together. What's the big takeaway? What's the real impact of this whole high-speed model? Well, what it really did was completely transform what clothing is. It stopped being this seasonal thing you planned for and bought a few times a year. Instead, as one source we looked at put it perfectly, clothing became a continuous stream of trends, just always there, ready for you to buy on a whim. So here it is, the great fashion shift. All summed up, we went from a world of 4 stable, planned out collections to 52 reactive, constantly changing micro seasons. The entire industry basically traded its foundation of stability for one built on pure, relentless speed.
And all this leaves us with one big lingering question. This model has already cranked up the speed of fashion to a level that's just hard to even comprehend. So if every single week is already a new season, where does it go from here? What could possibly be next? I mean, can it get any faster?